function, using Rolle's theorem, you have to prove that it divides the interval with ratio m is to n, and you get a point C, so that f dash C, and at the point C it will divide the interval AB with ratio m is to n. In that case, at first you have to find out f dash x. What is f dash x? You have considered x minus a to the power n as u, x minus b to the power n as v. So derivative of u, m
x
x
minus a
minus a to the
to the
power
power
m
m
minus 1,
minus 1
M minus
and
1.
into x
x
minus
minus
minus.
b to the power n unchanged,
Yes, sir.
plus x minus a to the power m and n into x minus b to the power n minus 1, then this will be, and from these two
0.
quantities, how, what will be the maximum that you can take common? Here x minus
X
a to the
minus
power
a power
n
n.
minus 1,
X
X
minus a
minus
to
b
the
to the
power
power
n
of n minus
plus
1.
a to the power
so
n
you
minus
can take common x minus a to the power m minus 1, x minus b to the power
For
n
n
minus
minus
n
1.
minus 1.
and the quantity that is remaining, m into x minus b,
Yes, sir.
m
Plus
into x
x
minus b, plus
plus 2x
n
minus
n
into x
n
into
into
minus
x
a.
x
minus a.
minus a. Next,
s.
if this is only remaining, then you can easily write, just 1 minute. Okay, now here if you write that m into x minus b plus n into x minus a, if it is equals to 0, then mx minus nb plus nx minus na equals to 0. So you can easily write that x into m plus n, that is equals to mb plus na. So x can be written as mb plus na by m plus n. Now if this is the point C, then C divides the interval with ratio m is to n. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, why
Okay.
did we
Next.
zero
Yes,
because of
sir.
what, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next. Next is
Yes, sir. Sir,
hmm,
sir, I have one doubt.
or last, at last I shall talk. Okay. At last 10 minutes I shall talk.
Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Tell me.
Sir, why you equal to 0 in the equation?
Because this is a product of these two. This is a product. Just previous 1 minute. This is a product of these two, na?
Sir.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, your video is not showing on my PC, sir.
Yes. It may be some
Vijay.
paper.
Network problem.
Now
Vijay.
you just, this is a product of m into x minus b, because this is a product, no? This term is product multiplied with this quantity. So either this will be 0 or this will be 0. Now you have taken this will be 0 and you have proved. Okay.
Okay, sir, x is equal to a or b or you have given.
Um, okay, I shall discuss it at last.
Sir, can you see the picture again? Sir,
Um, this.
yes, sir.
Okay.
And just below side. Sir, one doubt, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, now we are taking f dash of x equals to 0 now, sir. Can we
Mm-hmm.
conclude that f of x is a constant function?
Yes, there are good question. Good question. There are three cases. F of x may be a constant, then automatically it will be zero, na? It will be. Oh,
Sir, can a constant function can divide the two?
no, 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 no. There are three cases. This is one case. This is one case, na? This is one case. I am saying. I have shown. There may be other cases. There may be also other cases. You can take the minimum value, small m, and you can prove it. Okay.
Sir, can we take x is equal to a?
There are several cases. I am just last 10 minutes I shall discuss. Now just I have to complete the
Okay,
syllabus,
sir.
na? Okay. Now the next theorem, all of you know, that is Lagrange's mean value theorem.
Sir, sir,
Hmm.
there are few people in the waiting room. Can you let them in?
Wait. Okay, just they will get the video, na? Okay. Lagrange's mean value theorem. Acha. What is Lagrange's mean value theorem? Anyone?
Make f of a
Fx
into f of a.
is
Yes.
continuous.
Fx is not continuous. Closed interval comma
Is
plus
differentiable in closed
a
interval
to
a
b.
to b.
A to B.
So it is to find out the slope at unstable and open interval.
Fx is differentiable in various ways. Correct. But the last condition is not given. The last condition of Rolle's theorem is not given here.
Not given.
Then question is that
Rolle's theorem is extension of Lagrange's mean.
hmm,
Sir,
then suppose this is
sir,
OY,
sir,
this is OX.
सर सर
Mm-hmm.
सर प्लीज सबको म्यूट करने के लिए बोलिए कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा हाँ सर कुछ समझ नहीं आया
Yes, sir.
सबको सबको म्यूट करने के लिए बोलिए सर प्लीज सर म्यूट करो
आप ऐसा कर दीजिए कि कोई माइक नहीं ऑन कर पाए ऐसा कर दीजिए आप
Sir,
Now you can ask my doubt.
Mm. That is what you
Then you can ask your doubts.
लास्ट में
The
लास्ट 10 minutes
yes,
it is
yeah.
problem to my problem तो आप बोल दीजिए
now here. If in Lagrange's mean value theorem, the last condition of Rolle's theorem is not given, and here fx is continuous in the closed interval, fx is derivable in the open interval. So, if you consider x equals to a and x equals to b, 2 points, and suppose this is the value of the function x equal at the point x equals to b, and this is the value of the function at x equals to a, and suppose this is the function y equals to f of x. Now here the interval is b minus a, and this will be the value f of a. This will be the value. Suppose this is the function. This will be the value f of b. So the difference or the increase of the function will be f of b minus f of a. Then the average increase of the function will be the increase of the functional value by the interval b minus a. So Lagrange's mean value theorem tells that there must be some point within on the particular function where the mean increase is equals to the increase at that particular point. So you can easily write f dash c equals to fb minus fa by b minus a. Now here in this particular proof or in this particular theorem, we have seen that the last condition of Rolle's theorem, that fb equals to fa, is not given. So how this Lagrange's mean value theorem can be proved? First of all, suppose you have taken a function phi x equals to fx plus capital A is a constant into x. Now here the assumption is, as fx is continuous, phi x is continuous. As fx is derivable, phi x also derivable, because it is only the constant into x. And the last condition as not available in Lagrange's mean value theorem, here your assumption is that you have to supply the value of a, the constant value. Your assumption is that you have supplied the value of a in such a way such that phi a equals to phi b. Then phi x satisfies all the conditions of Rolle's theorem, because as fx is continuous, phi x is continuous, fx is derivable, phi x also derivable, and the last condition of Rolle's theorem, that is phi a equals to phi b, according to the assumption that you have taken the value of, or you have supplied the value of capital A in such a way so that phi a equals to phi b. Now you have to prove that the Lagrange's mean value theorem. Now as phi x satisfies all the conditions of Rolle's theorem, then you can easily write that there must be within the interval a point c so that phi dash c equals to 0. Now already you have assumed that phi x as f of x plus capital A into x. Now if you write that phi dash c, suppose phi dash x equals to f dash x plus capital A, as it is a constant x derivative 1, so only capital A. This is equals to 0 if at the point c. So f dash c plus capital A equals to 0. So f dash c, f dash c equals to minus of a. This is proved. Next, you have assumed that phi a equals to phi b. Then you can easily write that f of a, because this is phi a, put in this equation a, f of a plus capital A into a, f of a plus capital A into a equals to phi b. So f of b plus capital A into b. Now here you have seen that fb minus fa or fb minus f of a taken this side, then it will be capital A into a minus b. Now here you can easily write that minus a equals to fb minus fa by b minus a. Here f dash c equals to minus a. Here minus a equals to fb minus fa by b minus a. So you can easily write that f dash c equals to fb minus fa by b minus a. This is the proof of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Next point that I have to discuss, that is some problems belongs to this particular category. and this is very much important concept that is required to all of you for solution of problems of mean value theorem. Before, just a moment. Here, suppose this is y-axis and this is suppose x-axis. Now you have taken x equals to a, so this length is a. Now this point is x equals to b. This concept is very much important for solution of problems, subsequent problems that we will discuss. Now here see, b is some higher value and the interval, this is b minus a. You have just assumed that this interval b minus a is small h. Then the intermediate point, how you can represent? The intermediate point will be length of a plus b minus a into a quantity which ranges between 0 to 1. So you can easily consider that the intermediate point, any intermediate point x can be represented as a plus theta into b minus a, that can be written as a plus theta into, as b minus a is h, where theta ranges between 0 to theta ranges between 0 to 1. Now you have to apply this concept. We have to apply this particular concept for solutions of different problems. Basically, Lagrange's mean value theorem is used to perform some numerical approximations. Numerical approximations. Now here, suppose you be given with a problem that root over of 101, you have to prove it is less than 10.05 using mean value theorem. Now, first of all, this type of, in order to perform this type of numerical approximations, you have to assume a function f of x just similar to it as root over of x. Fx is root over of x. Now here, now you have to concentrate on which will be the interval AB. What will be the interval AB you have to take to perform this type of numerical approximations. You have to perform this numerical approximations to start it from some known value. Suppose root over of 100 is known to you, and root over of 101 you have to approximate that this value is less than 10.05. In order to do this, you can easily write that B is here 101, A is here 100. So B minus A, or H, that is equals to H, that is equals to 1. Now here you can easily apply this particular formula, that is as A dash C, C here A plus theta H, intermediate point, equals to AB minus FA by B minus A is H, so H. So you can easily write that H into F dash A plus theta H, just multiply it, equals to AB minus F of A. So it can be written as FB can be written as FA plus H into F dashed A plus theta H. This is required for this type of numerical approximations. Now here you just apply the concept to approximate the value. Here, here you see that when you perform this numerical approximation, so FB equals to F of A plus H into F dashed A plus theta H. Here A is 100, B is 101, that you have to approximate. H is 101 minus 100, that is 1. If test A plus theta is, that will be 1 by 2 root A plus theta is. 2 root A plus theta is means 10 of A plus theta is. We don't know, some intermediate point. Now here, if it is true, then obviously it will be F of A root over of 100, that is 10. 101 minus 1, that is 1. So 1 by 2 root, here 100 plus some value. So this must be always F of B. Here you see, if you increase the denominator, total value will be decreased because this is added 10 plus this quantity. So obviously F of B or F of 101 or root over of 101 obviously less than 10 plus 1 by 2 into 10, because if you increase theta, so always it will be less than 10.0. Okay. Up to this, anyone any problem?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
actually,
Can you
come again, sir.
the last previous part, sir?
Last part I did not understood.
Last part didn't understand. After calculating the explain again, sir. Explain
Okay.
and
Okay.
Sir, please explain numerical approach.
Okay.
तो जो न्यूमेरिकल आपने किया है वो एक बार फिर से बता देंगे.
Yes sir, numerical फिर से बता दीजिए.
So it's because it's problem like comparison only this concept. In proof of mean theorem, we have chosen phi a equals to phi b by
Yes. Good question. First of all, I am giving your answer. That phi x we have considered as fx plus capital A into x. We have considered that fx is continuous, phi x is continuous. Fx is derivable, phi x also derivable. So first two conditions are applicable from the previous conditions of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Then your question is why phi a equals to phi b.
So that you
Here,
can apply Rodin's theorem.
yes, yes. So that you can apply Rod's theorem. You have assumed that the capital A, it is in your hand. The condition you may change. You have assumed that you can supply any value capital A. You have assumed that you have supplied capital A in such a way so that phi A equals to phi B. So that phi X satisfies all the conditions of Rod's theorem. So phi dash C equals to G. Okay, this is your answer.
Sir, in
And the
last
last,
slide, sir.
last slide, that is the
Numerical problem.
numerical approximations.
Yes.
What you have done, that root over of
Sir, please
1.
open that slide, sir.
Proof. Please make me understand your proof, sir, of last
Hmm.
slide.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Sir,
अच्छा
open that slide.
oh अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा. This
Yes, sir.
अच्छा.
Down, sir.
Hmm. Yes,
Yes, sir.
here this is the assumption that phi x. Now here you have considered that phi x satisfied all the conditions of Rolle's theorem and phi a equals to phi b. We have taken the value of a in such a way so that phi a, what is phi a? F of a, in place of x put a, in place of x put a, so f of a plus capital A into a. Okay, phi b will be f of b plus capital A into b. Now if you assume that phi a equals to phi b, then obviously that
Say the choice of function A should be such that both at A and B point they will be same or disappear.
yes, then you have just equated that phi a equals to phi b. Similarly, you have calculated the value of f dash c. You have calculated the value of f dash c as well as you have
Sir,
calculated the
please
value
one
of.
question.
Hmm,
Sir, that
okay.
question of approximation.
Ah,
Sir, that question of approximation, there you have written a
Rational
line.
approximation question.
hmm, okay. Next question. Next is root over of 101. What you have done? You have first of all assumed that f of x, f of x, f of x is root over of x, just similar to the value that you have to calculate. Okay. Then if you consider, then you have to fix what will be the interval of AB. You have to start from some value that is known. So 101 you have to calculate. So root over of 100 is known to you. That is 10. And you have to calculate f of b. That is f of 101. How it can be done? It will be f of a plus h into f dash a plus theta h. This is the formula. So it will be 10 plus h is 101 minus 100, that is 1. So 1 by
How
how
does
many?
this formula came, sir?
Yes, x to the power half, half x to the power minus half. So it will be
Sir, how
1
this
by
formula
2
comes, sir?
huh?
Sir,
F dash a plus theta h. Yes, yes.
The
Sir,
f of
please.
101 is equals to fa plus h into f dash a plus h
A
plus
plus
theta
theta
h.
h. Yes, yes.
How does it come, sir?
Where it is come?
how does it come?
Sir,
Oh,
where this has been derived?
okay, okay,
It's
okay.
Lagrange mean.
This is the problem.
Yes, sir.
How have you
How
derived?
does it come? Yes,
Yes,
good
sir. Yes,
question.
sir.
So
So,
f dash is equal to fb minus fa by h.
that I am saying. Yes, good question. Suppose this is y-axis, this is x-axis. This is the point x equals to a. So this length is a. Clear? Now you have taken higher value x equals to b. So the interval is b minus a. Okay. So the intermediate point, any point, this point, this point, this point, can be written as the length of a. Suppose this is OA. This is suppose capital B. This is capital A. This is O. So OA plus any fraction of AB length. This length, is it true or not?
Yes, sir.
So it can be written as, so intermediate point can be written as A plus theta into B minus A. B x equals to B
Yes, sir.
equals to A. So it can be written as A
Sir, once
plus,
repeat.
yes,
Sir,
yes.
once more.
This length is B minus A because this point is
Sir,
x equals
once
to A.
more. Once repeat it.
Acha, acha, acha.
Sir,
Hmm.
once more.
Hmm. This point is x equals to A. This point is x equals to B. B is higher value. X is some lower, A is some lower value. So the length of this interval is B minus A. Okay. And as this is x equals to A, so this length is A. Okay. So intermediate point, any intermediate point within the interval. Suppose the intermediate point, this is the intermediate point, this is the intermediate point, this is the intermediate point. Suppose intermediate point is represented as x. So x can be written as the length of A plus any fractional value between 0 to 1 into b minus a. This length is b minus a. So you have to
Yes.
add it. Okay. So it will be
Yes, sir.
multiplied by theta. Suppose a length of a plus theta into b minus a. This length. Okay. So a
Theta
plus,
is between 0 to 1.
yes, yes, theta into b minus a. So a plus theta into b minus a is, you have assumed is h. So theta ranges between 0 to 1.
1.
That's absolute. Then you have to apply the concept of Lagrange's mean value theorem. Lagrange's mean value theorem tells that f dash c is an intermediate point, c is an intermediate point, equals to fb minus f of a by b minus a. Okay, now you have assumed that b minus a is equals to h. So you can easily write that h or h into f dash c, that will be fb minus f of a. Okay,
We got
now
it, sir.
c is an intermediate point here. So h into f dash a plus theta h, a plus theta h, that will be fb minus f of a. Now if you
Sir,
take
I have a question.
f a in this side, you will get that fb equals to f
Yes,
of
yes.
a plus h into f dash a plus theta h. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we got it.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Now, yes, one.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir, we
Yes,
got
sir.
it.
Now we will discuss the numerical approximations.
Sir, a
Here,
question.
mhm, tell me.
Sir, can we get exact numerical value of any number root?
Here, using mean value theorem, you have to approximate the range because it is an interval, na? Because you have to consider one interval, na? So as you have to, one interval is available to you. Suppose 100 to 101. This interval is available to you, and you have to approximate what will be the highest value. Now, at the time of obtaining the highest value, you have to assume one thing. Suppose here in this particular numerical approximations, you have used the formula that AB equals to f of A plus h into f dash A plus theta h. Now here h is 101 minus 100, that is 1, and f of A is root over of 110 plus h is 101 minus 100, that is 1, into f dash A plus theta h. So x to the power half, so half x to the power half minus 1. So here 1 by 2 root, then you have to think about the quantity. Here you have to remember one thing. If the denominator increases, this is the addition of 10 and some value. If you increase the denominator, then total value will be decreased. Total value will be decreased. So here a plus theta is, that will be 100 plus theta h. So theta into h. So 100 plus theta, h here is 1. Now here, if you put the value of theta, this will be some lesser quantity because denominator will be increased. So highest value that cannot be attained because theta is added. So it will be always less than 10 plus 1 by 2 into 10. Because if you
Sir, one
increase,
question, sir.
Mhm.
Sir, how that half into root over 100 plus theta came? That please explain once more.
Yes, yes. F dash, F dash A plus theta h. A is here 100. Okay. Theta, theta is 1, theta is 0 to
0 to 1.
0 to 1. H is 1. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So 1 by 2 root 100 plus theta. You don't know what is the value of theta. But you
Oh,
have to
sir,
put,
it was means he didn't understand the differentiation, sir. You had to take root or a plus theta. You're differentiating that, no, sir. You're differentiating root or a plus theta.
Because root
Okay,
a
sir.
is
Root.
yeah,
equal to x
root
plus
x.
theta.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
That's the I didn't.
You have to differentiate root x. But you just, you have not put, but you have to put the value of theta. Okay. So this cannot attain this particular value because denominator is least when it is 100. But you have to increase it. So denominator is increased, total value will be, total summation will be decreased. So
Decrease.
always it will be less than 10 plus 1 by 2 into 10. 10.0. Now you have understood? Always it is less than.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir,
Excuse me, sir, I have a
Sir,
doubt.
sir,
Mhm.
the theta value will be given in the
Sir, I have
question.
a doubt.
No, no. Theta always assume that, theta you have to assume that 0 to 1.
hello, sir.
Let's
Sir,
Excuse me, sir,
one day with your
sir.
approximation.
sir, sir,
Sir,
I
Mhm.
have a doubt.
Mhm.
What
Tell
if
me doubt.
in
sir.
the previous proof you proved that in proof of mean value theorem, what
Mhm.
is A stands for?
A is the initial point of the interval. B is final point of the interval. And interval is
Oh,
B
capital
minus.
A.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
is a value
Capital A is
whose
a
oh,
constant.
value
yes.
you
Capital
know.
is a
This is
constant.
in our
Capital is
matrix.
a
Yes,
constant.
capital A,
Yes.
capital A, capital A.
Constant. That you
Hello,
can
sir.
supply. You have the freedom to supply it. Okay.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir. In these questions, if we consider
Hmm.
f x is equal to 10.05,
Hmm.
x is some point. If we consider, then where is x come from? In between a to b interval or
No,
outside
it
the
will
interval?
not touch. It will not touch this particular value because you have to put theta, na.
Okay, okay. Means
It will
you
not touch the value. Huh?
It
Yes.
means
always
you
less
are
than this value.
means
Lesser
you
than
are
this value. It always lesser than this value. Hmm.
means you are say that if 10.05 where can appear is
Hmm.
either above the interval or in between.
This will be the higher value in between, in between, in between, in between.
In
This is the
between
high,
okay, sir.
highest. Mhm.
Sir, sir,
It
can
will
you
be
please
given
stop
in
the
the
emojis
question.
section?
It will be given in the question. That what will be the interval? Either it will be greater or less. That it will be given. Suppose another question. Suppose cube root of 28. That you have to assume. Cube root of 27 is
27.
known to you.
See, small
Then
n
you
equal to
Yes, sir.
3. Sir, why you are assuming A to be 100? We can also assume to be 81. No, nearest value of 100.
nearest
Nearest value.
Nearest state.
nearest cube root.
The
That
smallest n value.
that you have to assume from the question. Suppose it will be 10.05. Then you have to start from 10. Mane 100 means
Go
100.
to the NCRT. Go to the NCRT of
Sir,
class 12. You will get approximation there.
sir, can you disable this one, sir? Emoji, sir. Too much. Task table
Please,
and
please,
one
please. It is disturbing too much.
I am going out of time.
everyone sending.
9:48. Okay. Then
Sir, will you upload this notes and video, sir?
Can we use by icons to talk, or you can
means
suggest
When
any
you
better?
So can I
Sir,
upload the
can you
notes?
give an example
hmm.
like this so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we can understand this well?
Okay, okay.
So mute all of them.
Excuse me, sir.
Hmm.
no bro.
Sir,
Let
what
them
will
unmuted.
happen if we assume it as cube root of 29?
Yes, you can assume, but you have to see that what you have to prove. That will be
Please tell
step.
the reference book for
And we
maths.
will consider SN equals to overload.
1 minute.
Sir, can you give an example?
Yes, I am giving one example.
Sir, please tell one reference book for maths. This one.
Mighty host, you can follow.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, reference be available also in chat section.
So now just I am giving one another example.
Sir, করবেন না।
I am giving another example. Suppose you have to prove that cube root of 28. Now cube root of 27 is known to you. Then you just consider the interval a is equals to 27, b is equals to 28. Then you can easily write that f of 28 is equals to f of 27 plus h 28 minus 27 into f dash 27 plus theta. H is here 1. This will be okay. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, it's clear.
Sir, can you upload the PDF of this class note?
Sir, can I request?
Yes, already I have uploaded. I have uploaded. For everything I have already
Sir,
uploaded.
already uploaded the picture.
I have already uploaded the class. Okay.
Yes, sir, but some of the new thing also coming there. Hello, Kishan.
Sir, can you show the last slide?
Hello.
Already I
And the
have uploaded
recording
the total
also.
material. I have
Show
already
the screen.
uploaded the total material
Can you show
to you.
the slide?
Okay. Complete material is uploaded. Everything is uploaded. You just go through that. Notes is
Where the
uploaded.
uploaded, sir? Yes,
To
okay.
MS Team already it is uploaded.
And the video of the class
Sir, can you
and
show
the
the last
recording of
slide?
the class. Yes, sir. Hello. Can you use the same formula for
Yes.
28 over 105? Sir,
F of 28, F of B is F of A, F of 27 plus B minus A, 28 minus 27. This is H into F dash A plus theta
Sir,
is 6.
attendance.
Hmm. No attendance is not required. I shall upload it of everything. through MS Team. You just go through that, then it will be clear to all of you. Okay.
Okay, sir. And recording also now.
Recording also you will get through MS Teams.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hopefully,
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, now I am leaving.
Bye, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Take
Thank you,
care.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you.